Greetings all you maniacs and minds on our crimes. Welcome back to another Warframe weapon showcase. Today, the Kuva Drakgoon. Okay, I went through a lot of liches to get this thing. Was it worth it? I'd say so. I'd rather enjoy this weapon. Okay, so here's the build. Now, I want to preface something. You don't technically need 100% status with this weapon because, well, the charge shot gives status chance if I'm looking into it correctly. Anyway, this I think drops from the arena. Yeah, I have to double check that for me. I'm pretty sure that's where that drops. It seems like an arena thing. Anyway, this weapon is fantastic. It has two fire modes, a charge shot and a standard shot. So the normal shot is like that, and then a charge shot, yeah. Flak bounces everywhere. I'm going to be using the Harrow for these tests, just so the enemies aren't falling over from blast. So there is that. So let's spawn in level 125 Corrupted Heavy Gunners, and just wrap them up and 3 shot. 3 shot. Look at this. And if you go for body shots, you'll completely strip their armor. And yeah, with shotgun spaz, you can... Once you get used to the rhythm of the weapon, you can really spam it. But anyway, what was I talking about? You don't need 100% status. So let's remove a status. Let's remove cold. And then move things around so I get corrosive again. Okay, heat corrosive. All right. And then the last mod, what I actually have to do for me to put on Vigilante Armaments is I have to put on this Contagious Spread and then Vigilante Armaments. Now, why am I doing this? Well, not just for the crit outs, but also the extra multi-shot. Also, I'd put another Forma into this thing, but I'm really low on Forma. I have to wait for Plague Star. And when Plague Star comes back, oh my lord, you better, you know I'm going to be doing that forever. Anyway, this is not 100% status, but as you see, I'm still getting status procs. Now this is, if you're not doing high level missions, I would say that this build is completely fine, and you know, I'm getting plenty of status anyway. But of course it is better with 100% status, because how shotguns work. So the whole thing of the weapon gaining status chance on the charge shot is kind of a lie. I wish it was that case, because then I could run this build all the time and get really good results. So let's remove this and let's put on the other build. And now I'm going to show a viral build because people like their viral, right? Because anyway, now here is an interesting thing with viral though. You want to make sure that your slash is higher than your viral. So we take this slash, we multiply it by 4. That is not 10,000. What can we do? We can do this. Now, why am I saying this? Because the way IPS works. Impact, puncture, and slash have a 4 times greater chance of proccing. And with viral builds, you want slash to proc more often than viral, as viral doesn't, just by itself, will not kill the enemy unless it has crit or slash or something like that. Just pure viral really won't kill anything. But slash and viral will. So I'll show you what I mean after this test. So let's see what a bleed build can do. And now there's no need for me to wrap them up as Harrow. 3 shots. Bleed out. Bleed out. Bleed out. I'll just do one more shot for good measure. Actually, I am going to wrap them up. It just makes it easier to get headshots because they won't be staggered. Look at that. Now, the bleeds aren't insanely powerful, but there are a lot of them. So you can go for a build like this. It will work Very well, in fact. I'm not the biggest fan of slash builds. I really am not. I don't like... It's cool to see the enemies light up like Christmas trees and everything, but in practicality, I really just like, you know, shooting the dude and the dude fall over. I don't like for them to bleed. I want them dead now. And it's safe to say against Corpus, a gas magnetic build would work very, very well. And for a gas magnetic build, just push on as much gas as you can, as much toxin as you can. Because that's how gas works. Anyway, what was I talking about with the whole make sure that you have more slash than viral? Well, let me show you. This is just sort of a look into the weird world of shotguns. So, you see a problem. It's worse, but there's more damage. No. Remember what I said. Slash needs to be higher. Because viral by itself really is not doing anything. I also wish you could visualize the quote-unquote halving of the health. I still swear to God and every other creature like that viral doesn't actually have health. It depends on the enemy type, depends on their health type, it depends on their level, depends on this, depends on that. So as you see there, good. Well, not really, because the viral is just too much. But anyway, at normal levels, it won't matter. It just will not matter, not at the slightest. Because there's one reason. Normal low enemies against this weapon are going to get obliterated. They're going to get absolutely obliterated. Let me show you. So these are corrupted heavy gunners level 125. Let's bring it down to 80. That's a fair level, because in Kuva stuff, you'll see level 80s pretty quick. You won't see these guys, but you will see level 80s pretty quick. So I'm just going to wrap them up and then bam the hammer. Also, this weapon has no fall off. But what it does have is projectile total time that they are around. You see that? They are here 1 minute and then gone the next. It's easier to show with mag. I thought this weapon would be insane with mag. It is. It's good with mag. It's very good with mag. But it's not one shot like the egregious. You see that the projectiles fade away. Also, this thing gains punch through with the charge shot. So the enemies are they're one more. Yeah, they're gonna die. Look how much. Look. 100k. Casually. I've seen bubbles reach all upwards of 1.5 million, 2 million. Anyway. Now, you know what we gotta do. Let's go nuts. Let's go nuts with my new and improved Mirage, because I finally got Blind Rays to drop. Jesus. Arcane Tempo for shotguns, fire speed, and then we got the headshot damage. So, one last thing I'm going to do after this. I'm not going to bring out Chroma. I'm going to show this with Wukong, because there is something I have to really talk about with Wukong and his derpy clone, the clone of derp. Wukong's clone is king of derp. See? Look at this. And it's safe to say that the viral build will be pretty much one-shotting. And keep in mind that my Mirage is probably not as strong as some others out there. I don't have, you know, 300% power strength. If I did, it'd be a one-shot. Anyway, I said something about Wukong, about Monkey Boy, about Monkey Prime here. Now, Wukong's derp clone. Okay. Let me first show you what he does, and then explain why he won't always. So, he just sort of spams, and look how fast he kills them, right? Good. Of course, he's knocking them down and melting their armor, and he's just spamming. You can join on the fun too, and he's gonna spam until they're all dead. right? Look at him go. Now, what do I have to talk about? Well, this Derp Lord here, yeah, I'm looking at you, buddy. Sometimes in missions, he will not be spamming the normal fire. He'll be spamming the charge shot. But other times, he will be spamming the normal fire. But then, right next mission or some other time, he'll spam the charge shot. There's no consistency. I don't know what to do to make him always use the charge shot. Because with the charge shot, it's like giving him a sniper rifle or a marksman rifle. He's just super, ultra, mega, 360 no-scope, backflip while drinking Mountain Dew and eating Cool Ranch Doritos, headshotting, never miss, everything. But having him just run up to the enemies and spam away is also pretty good because he's going to be one-shot and everything. Remember, Wukong's clone gets a damage multiplier just flat. Just a flat damage multiplier across any weapon you give him, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean in his abilities. So, see that he has a boosted damage of 2 times. It's always 2 times. You cannot change that. Every single thing that you give him has twice the damage. So, there is that. Now, what do I mean when I say he is an aimbot with anything that's a rifle? Well, let's give him the sniper. Let's give him a sniper rifle, for instance. And let's spawn in some enemies and watch. Also, he fires more ammo than the clip has. You see that? Remember, the Rubico Prime only has 5 shots. You see this? He's a little dumb because he doesn't reposition himself. And he also reloads twice sometimes, but did he kill them all? No, not quite. I don't know what is this guy's deal, but it's just how Wukong's clone. It's just how his clone works. It's very, very peculiar, and I still don't understand why he is programmed to just spam with the Dragoon and not always use the charge shot. But just spamming with it at really close range, yeah, you don't need the charge shot. Now, there is a bit of a problem with ammo sometimes. But I'd say you don't really need shotgun aim mutation on this thing. You can't put it anywhere anyway, unless you don't have the augment. But yeah. Do I like this better than the Boar Prime? A little bit. This thing is cool. It's unique. It's a lot of fun. Seeing this flak go absolutely everywhere is awesome. And this is flak, by the way. It's like metal shards. Red hot metal shards. Yeah, that's pretty messed up. Safe to say, this weapon is very, very good. Now, crit chance. Should you do it? No. Unless you have a ribbon that gives you status, a fuck ton of status, and this thing has a ribbon disposition of 3 out of 5, I think you should be able to get to 100% status because this is only 30%. So if you have that, then fine. But other than that, I really wouldn't care about a ribbon for this. I don't care about ribbons anyway. They're just plat. That's all I see ribbons. They're either for memes or making plat. I don't really use them for any of my weapons. The only one I use consistently is my Ceranos Prime ribbon. Well, Ceranos ribbon because it's on my Ceranos Prime and my Rack to Ceranos. Well, I use Rack to Ceranos way less than the Ceranos Prime because Ceranos Prime is better. But yeah, the whole mysteries with Wukong's clone, how he interacts with some weapons, is just so odd. He's got really no consistency. So for Wukong's clone, give him launchers, give him rifles, give him shotguns, certain shotguns, not every single shotgun. Give him explosives, anything like that. Not avoid bows because he's horrible with them, except for the lens, oddly enough. Anyway, I could do a whole showcase of what weapons I would strictly recommend for Wukong's clone if that is desired. There is a few more things I could do with Wukong. Staff build, even though I don't really use his 4. Wow, I play Wukong, but I don't use his 4? No, I don't, because there's no point. His clone is going to kill everything with a Dragoon or Comb or anything. Anyway, this shotgun is fantastic. It's very, very good. Also, that accuracy is hilarious. Definitely would recommend elements. I would definitely go Toxin, because that way you could build Viral and Gas a lot better than if you just had Heat. Heat in this thing wouldn't be a bad choice, because you probably would have 100% status. I say probably because not everyone... I know that everyone is not going to have Shell Shock, because this thing is annoying as hell to get. I did a full tutorial on how to farm these, and bad. It's bad. And its trade chat is like 50 plat. So, good luck. Anyway, the Dragoon is fantastic. The Kuva Drakgoon, anyway. I used to use the normal Dragoon when I played Mag way back. This was like almost a year now, or less than a year, somewhere around there. But, you know, the Kuva Drakgoon is just better because, well, it is. Every single Kuva weapon is better than its last counterpart. All this being said, sort of a longer video for these. It's just because I had to explain some things about shotguns and some things about Wukong's clone, because some people might have been asking, how does this behave with Wukong's clone? It's very inconsistent. You see in the Simulacrum, he just spams. He spams and spams and spams. He just does this. But in missions, he will sometimes spam the charge shots. And if he's spamming the charge shots, well, everything dies. Like nothing lives for very long, because every single shot he's doing is double damage. And then if you mark an enemy, it's even more damage. Anyway, I love this weapon. Very good. And so thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, in Trophy, we trust.